Now that you have a better understanding of how the Secure Act could impact your legacy planning for your beneficiaries, including your annuity beneficiaries, let's see which group of beneficiaries could possibly be excluded from the 10-year rule and how long that exclusion would apply for those group of beneficiaries. By the end of this video, I'll give you the facts so that you can better understand if your beneficiaries will be impacted by the 10-year rule. Hi, my name is Darlene Hartman. I'm a CPA and founder of D. Hartman Consulting, LLC. For the best retirement annuity advice, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you can receive notices anytime I post a new video. Let's briefly recap what I discussed in part 1 of these two-part series on the Secure Act. So prior to 2020, the beneficiary would receive a Stretch IRA, which would enable the beneficiary to defer IRA distributions over the beneficiary's life expectancy. So by pulling out small percentages each year, which would be based off of a required minimum distribution schedule provided by the IRS, well, that would enable the beneficiary to continue to compound growth on that inherited IRA, in addition to deferring tax payments due on that inherited IRA. Sounds like a win-win situation to me for the beneficiary of a Stretch IRA. Starting in 2020, certain groups of beneficiaries are now having to contend with the 10-year rule with respect to an inherited IRA. So they're having to cash out those inherited IRAs, which is accelerating, maybe even drastically, the tax payments due on that inherited IRA, in addition to decreasing the amount of multi-generational wealth, because compound interest no more if you're having to cash out that inherited IRA. And let's not forget about those looming tax rate increases. Under the Secure Act, there are several groups of beneficiaries who are excluded from the 10-year rule. So that means that they will go by the Stretch IRA rules when they inherit the IRA. So the first group of beneficiaries should be no surprise. That would be your surviving spouse. So your spouse will receive that inherited IRA and be able to stretch those IRA distributions over the spouse remaining life expectancy. Leave me a comment in the section below and let me know what you think the other groups of beneficiaries are who are excluded from the 10-year rule. Also, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can receive notices when I post new videos. Now, with respect to the other groups of beneficiaries who are excluded from the 10-year rule implemented by the Secure Act, these are general guidelines and that there are exceptions to these guidelines. So the first group, if the beneficiary is a minor child, which is defined as a child younger than the age of 18, then the Stretch IRA rules apply. But once the child obtains the age of 18, the 10-year rule comes into force. Now, if the group of beneficiaries is disabled or chronically ill, the Stretch IRA rules apply. Now, if your beneficiary is not more than 10 years younger than you at the time of your passing, then those beneficiaries will receive the Stretch IRA rather than having to cash out the IRA in 10 years. Now, that could be a friend or a sibling, just to name a few examples. Now, for the remaining groups of beneficiaries, the 10-year rule applies. Wouldn't it be nice if you could choose which group of beneficiaries to be included in, whether it be the Stretch IRA or the inherited IRA with the 10-year payout? Well, unfortunately, you can't. You know why? Because the IRS calls the shot. And don't forget, the government is busy talking about making some more changes to the tax code, including the elimination of step-up in basis at the time of your passing and a reduction of the estate tax exemption, which is currently $11.7 million per spouse. The IRS not only has their eyes on your retirement accounts, but also the inherited IRAs for your beneficiaries. So be wary and plan ahead. What changes are you making to your legacy planning due to the Secure Act? If you're interested in discussing tax planning strategies for your retirement, or you're interested in obtaining retirement insurance in the form of a fixed annuity in order to provide you financial security, certainty, and happiness in your retirement, be sure to click the link below to apply to become my client. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can receive notices when I post new videos. Also, be sure to share with your family and friends. Thank you for watching. Let's get the conversation started on how you can live your best retirement while not outliving your money.